Hi, welcome to Shiawassee Arts Center's Meet the Artist. I'm here with artists that like to work in fiber, Sally, Susan, and BOISALI. Welcome, ladies. Sally, would you like to talk about how the group is showing together?
We all have been friends, fiber friends, for more years than I care to say, over 30. And a year ago, we were invited to have an exhibition that dealt with the idea of process, because fibers can include so much, so many different ways of handling it. So here we are. We proposed this show to Shiawassee Arts Center, one of my favorite places.
Yay!
And we are very excited about sharing how fibers can be a part of everyday life, but it can also kind of elevate what you get to see every day.
Awesome, thank you, Sally. And would you, Susan, like to talk about your work?
Sure. Well, I think just picking up on what Sally said, I work mostly with cloth that's already woven, and I print and dye it, cut it up, collage and stitch on it, and I think that, you know, we all handle and wear cloth every day, and we tend to relegate it to a kind of mundane role, and this is a way of taking it into the realm of art and realizing that it can hold such a ceremonial position, and then you kind of reflect back on your own life and think of, oh, you know, a wedding dress or a christening outfit, or you know, any number of hallmarks of life that you mark with special clothing, and also the clothing and textiles that you inherit from your relatives, and you gather them together, and how hard it is to get rid of them. So that all kind of comes into my thinking when I'm working.
Awesome. And how about you, BOISALI?
I don't know where to start. Mainly the pieces I have in this show are my niece's recent obsession with translucent weaving, where you're able to see through the weaving, and there are opaque spaces in the weaving with inlay, which create shadows with the right lighting. And I have also two fabrics which are also translucent, and I have painted on them. And most of these pieces are inspired by nature. I have a whole series which is inspired by architecture and nostalgia from my country. I have one of those pieces here, but what I have over here are mostly inspired by nature, and some are little sculptural pieces where I thought that the organic feel of the branches and collected wood that I find on my walks can go very well with weaving, which is also very organic, I think. Mm-hmm. So some pieces are that. So, and I also love to upcycle things. So I have used styrofoam. Mm-hmm. I've tried to cover the styrofoam and incorporate my weavings with it, so that I don't have to throw them in the trash.
Yes.
But so I have a few pieces doing that also. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah,
good.
In my pieces, mostly my Indian heritage very much comes into the work. Very, like, unknowingly they come into my pieces.
Yes, the tradition.
Yeah, the tradition, the techniques, and also the feel of it, the colors and everything.
Awesome. Thank you.
So, you're welcome.
And Sally, would you like to talk about your process or your work?
I have a little different approach to fibers. I had trained and taught fibers at Central Michigan University, so I know how to weave, I know how to screen print, I know basketry, but what captured my imagination was the handmade paper. And the work I brought is primarily vessel forms, and that's going to surprise some people because they have holes in the bottom, and you usually think about a vessel being capable of carrying something, mm-hmm. or storing something, and kind of playing off of what BOISALI was saying too. I'm very tuned into natural objects and organic forms, and sometimes I like to use things that are peculiar, and the main armature for most of these forms is grape stems. And I really glommed onto them because they have lots of structure. But then when I cover it with handmade paper, that shrinks down and it holds everything together very well, so that I don't need to use any glue.
Oh.
I think it's really funny to use things that people throw away. And I've run through a lot of different cantaloupe skins. I choose the cantaloupe based on what the outside texture is rather than trying to guess the
Inside.
things like that just keep it kind of humorous.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sally, Susan, and Bishwali. And we can't wait to see you all on Friday at the Meet the Artist reception. This Friday, the 11th, from 5 to 7. All right. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.